Hello everyone, I'm Captain the Warlord, and welcome back to another Rome 2 online video. Today we're going to be doing a little bit of a break from Siege, and we're going to be doing a unfortified land battle. Unfortified town assault. Basically a land battle. So this is a little bit of a scenario here. We have three Arverni armies, so we're just going to call them the Gauls versus the Germans here. We have three Swabian armies. So yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. It's an interesting little scenario. And yeah, so we'll just kind of get into the army comps here. So on this side, we just have an absolute ton of cav, two noble riders, two high riders at a hunt. Looks like same thing here, except there's going to be three noble riders and one rider to hunt. On this side, no real cav, but look at this slope. If we can have somebody defend over here, that'd be really nice. Looks like there's some artillery from the attackers, but yeah, just a classics builds for the Swabian players. Bloodsworn is going to have some Woden spears, Kimbri bowwomen, Germanic slingers, a lot of those guys. Lots of sword followers, berserkers, of course, gotta have those if you're going to be playing Swabi. Lots and lots of swordmaster, spear wall, spear levy, club levy, so much more diverse army. Getting into the Arverni players, we have just a ton of Oathsworn here. Look at this front line of just pure Oathsworn. And then following that, we have some Chosen Swords, some Spear Warriors holding the flanks, and some Cav in a nice Scorpion here, which can do a lot of damage. I assume he has some Gallic Hunters, but they're hidden. Going over to this army, same thing. Chosen Swordsman, a big front line of them. A little bit less Oathsworn, but he opted for the Ballista, which could be used to massive amounts of damage. Got some Celtic Slingers, but I assume that he has 3 units of Gallic Hunters as well, and 2 Light Horse over here. Then last, we have a giant Ballista on this side. Then we have a ton more Chosen Swordsmen, and then just look at all the Oathsworn. Actually, 2 Spear Warriors. It's 2 Spear Nobles, which is going to be interesting. Not a unit I'd actually recommend, but yeah, if you look here, the balance of power is heavily in favor of the attackers. So yeah, let's just see how this goes. I'm excited to see this sally out here. So we'll get over here and we'll press play. Immediately, the Cav is sallying forth the Helmingas, and oh, that's kind of a mistake from the attackers. Defenders here, running into their own stake traps and killing probably. Let's take a look here. Oh my God, yeah, one guy, two guys, one guy, 6 guys, 3 guys. Yeah, it's not really worth it. Probably shouldn't have put those there, but it looks like it was a bit of a rushed defense, so maybe that was why. I'm not entirely sure. And it looks like the Cav is just not going to engage here, which is probably for the best. And it's actually going to opt to just go on around and go for this army, because it looks a lot more easily to sally out against. And there's going to be some light Cav pursuing, but it won't be able to beat the just sheer amount of Swabi cavalry, so it's not going to want to pursue. But he will, actually, I take that back. He's going to want to pursue just so that he can help his ally when the time comes to it. But I know I don't really encourage this very often, but what this player should be doing right now is boxing up a little bit. He's going to be surrounded by cavalry here soon. If he doesn't box up a little bit, he's going to expose his flanks. And I'm assuming he has some archers here. Oh no. Oh, please tell me this artillery is going to get some good volleys, and it's heading into this noble horse. Is it going to get anybody? No, oh yeah, I got actually got a really good hit there, killing a couple of them, bringing these guys down to 49 already, but they're going to continue their charge forward and get around in this flank, hopefully trying to get that already. Over here we have some riders of the hunt committing against this light horse. The light horse is just absolutely crushing this unit, being supported by yet another unit of light horse, and I think I even saw some skirmisher fire coming in over here. Maybe not, it might have just been some Oathsworn or something. But yeah, more engagement with some light horse and riders of the hunt. Lesson learned, apparently riders of the hunt do not win against light horse, even though I think riders of the hunt cost more. So yeah, that's pretty interesting, but we did manage to have a couple units of noble horse clean it up, this unit of light cav over here. And over here, I'm just getting absolutely wrecked. Oh, sorry, yeah, I am commanding one of the Swabi players. Yeah, one of my units of noble horse is being absolutely wrecked. This was a really old replay, so I do not remember this battle whatsoever, but it was a nice little scenario, so yeah, I figured why not. And oh, they're just about to get a charge there, and Artie but took a nasty jolly volley from that Oathsworn, killing 11 of them. This would probably be the time to pull out. You killed the Cav, get out of there. You're not going to get that Artie. There's just no way. Unless... Oh, so this is a distraction. This noble horse here is definitely a distraction. Get the Artie. No. Okay, I guess he's going to go for the archers. Not going to really get a good charge on those guys. So, Riders of the Hunt basically dying for nothing. And over here, do we have a push yet? It looks like we're starting to get a push. Oh my God. Simbri Rowan was just shooting into the side of these Oathsworn. absolutely obliterating him. Yes, Oathsworn have pretty good armor, but it won't protect them against this. Not at all if they're getting shot in the flank by so many guys. But just look at the defense waiting for this Arvernian army to charge up the hill. If I was one of these barbarians, I'd be like, heck no, and just get out of here. But it looks like they are going to move up. And it's time to see the massive amounts of Pila come down from the troops defending the hill. Come on. Let's get some good charges coming in here. And oh my gosh, the Pila coming down onto this poor Oathsworn, who are in shield wall, so they're not going to get any javelins off of themselves. So that really does suck. So these guys can sit up here and fire their javelins all day long. And oh my god, this does look sick. Just firing into that poor Oathsworn, and another volley coming down to this Oathsworn over here. Just a massive line forming up here on both sides, getting ready to engage each other. I think a unit of Oathsworn broke there actually. So that's one unit of Oathsworn down. Okay, here we go. We're gonna finally get the charge here. Can we get some Javi volleys off? That would be so epic. Yep, some Javi volleys coming off into these Oathsworn. Really nice. And some nice archer support. Oh my god. Why is he sending the Oathsworn in first? He should have sent his chosen swords in. So he is going to get a nice engagement going here. Should start to do some good damage. It is just spear levying. Wooden knife spears are very good, but they won't hold forever. Looks like there's very little resistance going on over here for the most part. There is multiple ways you can get in here. You can flank around this way, you can go in through here, you can go in through here, and you can go in through here, and not to mention over here. But this is being heavily defended right now. There's no way in heck this Arvernian player is going to break through here without some sort of pressure coming from the flanks over here. It looks like our cav did survive, but just barely. It's not going to really be able to do a whole lot of damage. Yeah, not too many kills onto these guys. Maybe you can snipe that light horse, but that's probably about all you're going to be able to get through with those guys. Over here, some chosen swords taking the high ground over here. Anakin, I have the high ground is what these guys are saying. Not really, but I'd like to think that. Chosen swords are going to be taking a charge from these Bloodsworn. Bloodsworn will do pretty well in the charge. You can see how they those nice axes. They will do some really good AP. Oh my gosh, that's a nice clash there. But I'm not gonna want to stay engaged with that for too long. Yeah, as chosen swords, they just have such good melee defense, and they were able to defend against that charge pretty well. So you're gonna want to get some guys out of there. But slingers would be some really nice support into this. And what's this, swordfall? Yeah, sword masters. I mean, definitely gonna be a good choice to bring up into there. And over here, actually winning the skirmish fight for the most part. I think. I take that back. And oh wait, oh, that might not be good. All these archers here are exposed, and there's a light horse, and not a light horse, a noble horse pushing through here. But it's taking nasty amounts of javies, and it is going to be picked off by this unit of sword masters over here. And not to mention, these guys do have spears and melee, but yeah, that horse just took a nasty volley from archers, so it is going to end there. What a sad ending to that general unit, and he is just committing absolutely everything up to here. I don't know if I agree with this strategy, but hey, I guess it's working for him. Over here, some Warden spears and some chosen swords clashing in the street. Looks like we have some hex bearers back here to support. Definitely don't bring too many of these guys. Maybe one or two is good for their morale debuffs that they give the enemy, and their ability to help kind of just destroy the morale. You could do like morale trapping on the enemy, where you put flaming shot and whistling shot and bring a intimidate general, and then have the hex bearers nearby for their scare ability, and use the hex bearer general that can break a unit with 50 plus morale, and which is within seconds. And whoa, this is just an absolute mass retreat. Regroup is what they're saying. Regroup and fall back. And they were not doing so well on this hill, and they're just taking mean jabby volleys to the back. Definitely a big win for the defenders on this side. That has even the balance power out a little bit, but not quite so much. Honestly, there's nothing stopping this Arvernian player from just sitting back and firing into this blob with the Scorpion. That would do just a ton of damage, and theoretically, there's nothing that the defenders can do about it, because they do have some cav, but as long as you have some infantry to protect that Scorpion, it can get hundreds of kills in a situation like this. Over on this side, it does look like they're starting to put up a lot more pressure into here, bringing in some more chosen swordsman reinforcements. These slingers are getting some decent shots up onto this hill, but nothing too great. Probably going to want to cycle these Bloodsworn out and get the sword masters in there and keep these guys cycle charging as much as possible to get the most value with them as you can. Honestly, if I was this, oh, what is this? Arverni player, I'd be pushing it as fast as I can. You have already definitely want to use that into this blob over here and start putting pressure in here and in here at the same time. And you know, if you can get this over here, if you can capture this area, then this Arverni player and have a much easier time of breaking through here, because all there is right now is some Spear Levy and Bloodsworn, which can be easily broken through by a full Arverni army. And it looks like this Arverni player is just kind of throwing up the white flag. He is done with attacking over here. It cost him way too much, and quite respectably so. Just look at the chaos that pursued over here. Both sides actually looking quite banged up after that, losing a lot of elite troops, but I definitely say Arverni got the worst of that situation. So it looks like the archers are going to be brought over here. If you can get some archers lined up right here, you get some really nice rear shots into these guys, but I'm not entirely sure what's going to happen with that. It does look like these chosen swordsmen are going to be halted for the most part. Definitely need some archer support or something in here to make the attack go a little bit smoother, and that's what he is doing, but I think it's a little bit too late. Should have had these guys going up a lot quicker. And yeah, I don't know exactly what was going on with that. But honestly, these Gallic hunters can easily push right here and beat back these longbow hunters. Because if you look, they only have 125 range, whilst Gallic hunters have 150. So the Gallic hunters just absolutely slaughter these guys in a archer and archer combat if played properly. Looks like the Wodenaz spears here are starting to break, and the hex bears are doing some pretty nice damage in combat. And they are actually breaking a chosen sword here, which is quite surprisingly. And they probably will win that fight without support. So pretty nice job there in containing this flank with hex bearers, which normally you don't really see that a whole lot. Hex bearers aren't exactly the best unit in melee. They can be good. Don't get me wrong, they can be pretty good. And he is using them pretty well there, so I guess that would be why. Archers are going to be moving up over here, probably to fire into these guys. If you can push these guys back, that would be really nice, because yeah, he is starting to do a really nice damage against the Bloodsworn. But these slingers are just getting a really nice shot now into the flank of these chosen swordsmen, who are starting to lose a lot of men really quickly. Already down to 42, and the other one down to 33. Bloodsworn doing pretty well, 73 kills and 78 against chosen swordsmen. I'll take that any day. And these guys over here are just being shot down. Honestly, this would have been a perfect time to sweep in with a unit of light cav. Getting into these hunters while they're retreating definitely would have been a worthwhile thing. It doesn't really look like the defenders are really paying attention to that. And Arverni kind of seeing that he has the edge over here, and he is going to start pushing in. He only has one unit of chosen swordsman pushing in here unsupported. He is absolutely crushing this Bloodsworn, but there is a new line forming up here. Wodenaz spears supported by a lot of archers, and some berserkers being sent over by an ally. And these guys, yeah, they're getting shot at. And then there's a unit of fresh, actually slightly depleted swordmasters moving over here. They'll be able to clean up these guys pretty easily. But now this is going to be a big issue. All these Oathsworn pushing into here, there's not a whole lot to stop that. Definitely going to need to be some reinforcements sent in from over here. No doubt about it. I mean, if he's only going to charge in one unit of chosen, okay, that's very wise. He is going to take a nasty back volley, but he is going to pull out of there. Maybe not. I think he was actually chasing down a routing unit, but he did take a really bad back volley into his guys. Honestly, he could just these bowmen can just, oh, they're out of ammo. If they had ammo, I would say fire into the back of these guys. Definitely get a good value off of them. And, okay, good. I thought he was going to charge it alone again. That would have been really, really bad. And it looks like this already is just going to be left unsupported, and it only got 13 kills. I think he just can't really get a good shot with them, and that's why the Swavey player is holding so far back. It's just because of that already. If he holds up here, then he'll allow that already to get a lot of good kills. But this Cav is going to be able to come over here and get into those guys. Honestly, I think this is a big mistake giving up this area. I think with some time and just shooting these guys down with the Ballista or the Scorpion, you could have got a lot of good damage done. Even the Ballista, you line it up right here, you get some nasty shots into some Swordmasters. I know they don't have visibility on those guys, but still, it would be a worthwhile investment. I don't really know why they're opting just to attack from over here and not even really using their Scorpion. It can do a lot of damage. Do not underestimate a Scorpion. It could be used very, 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 very well. And I feel like that's just, it's just kind of a big mistake not using it. He could use it to soften up this position a little bit, or even fire. He can move it up right here and fire to the back of this position while they're moving in. Definitely need to be looking for more stuff like that. Yeah, guys, like I was saying, sorry about that, I had to make a cut. When you're attacking, you have to try to look around and see as many possible routes to possibly attack from to put pressure on the defenders. Because right now, all the defenders have to do is hold this one choke point against 1.5 armies, and this is only a quarter of an army or something, holding back just so many troops. So yeah, it's a little bit of a tip there for the attackers. Try to spread out your attack as much as possible. But this Arverni player is doing a really nice job in getting in here and getting it done. Actually starting to make a pretty big dent in this Arverni Swaby player. He does still have some berserkers and some chosen swordsmen. I meant spear. Oh my gosh, words. Sword masters over here. But yeah, he's gonna probably need to send some support over here. Oathsworn are starting to rack up the kills against the lower tier units. Does have some sword masters of his own in here, but his longbows are just being absolutely cut down by his Gallic hunters. This arty crew over here did manage to get cleaned up, but this noble horse is so depleted. Didn't really get a whole lot of value. Unless he can get these archers, I would say that those noble horses weren't really worth it. But yeah, he's definitely need to be sending some more support over here. He's gonna get a good push going. But I think he's dry. He sent everything he can, and it's not really his fault. He needs to have more support from his allies, who are taking it slower than they should, firing at. Oh, these guys did have ammo. These guys have ammo? Yeah, they do. They are firing at some Gallic hunters. I do believe these ones are out of ammo. These, don't fire at out of ammo archers. Even though they do have spears, they're not worth it to fire at. Fire at something like Bloodsworn or what are these guys? Swordmasters. I keep on getting mixed up. And he's using. This is good. He's killing the spear levy from afar with his javelins, but I don't know. It's a spear levy. You should probably be using your javelins on Bloodsworn or something. Yeah, I think this is coming down to choosing your targets wisely. But there's, you know, it is pretty epic. All the skirmish volleys coming in here. Definitely winning the skirmish fight, undoubtedly. Germanic slingers, a good thing about them is they're super cheap. And if you look here, let's see. If you look at their armor, they have a 20 shield value for their armor, which is really, really good for a slinger unit. For a cheap slinger unit, that is. So these guys will be able to stand up to a lot of missile fire. And that's part of the reason why they're so good. Like, yeah, you can see a lot of ammo going there and only losing one guy. That is very, very impressive for a slinger unit. And it looks like the cab did come in here and clean up the archers. That's just because there's not really much infantry left to support much of just anything at all. The archers are just left completely exposed. But I mean, he did do quite a big dent onto the enemy here. Some berserkers taking some side shots from the spear nobles, but absolutely getting obliterated by, I think, all the archers. Yet 4 or 5 units of archers just putting their volleys into these guys. Rip spear spear nobles, and here comes a nasty volley here. Actually not too bad of a volley. They still are firing at these guys, but oh, getting side charged by the berserkers here, and then I mean, honestly, continue firing into these guys. We'll get a direct shot into the back. I think that the problem is the archers are a little bit clumped up, so they won't be firing as effectively as possible. But the noble horse, they did charge in. Noble riders, excuse me. They're starting to rout here, but that's pretty much it for this Arverni player. It's just going to be up to these guys over here. But they still do hold the balance of power, just because of their massive amounts of Oathsworn. And not to mention, there are... Oh, wait. The RD was cleaned up. I'm not entirely sure how. It has 61 kills. Somehow, the cab managed to get it. I'm not entirely sure how that happened, but yeah, apparently I missed that. So pretty big thing there with the RD. But I still do have the Scorpion. Let's see. I keep on putting this down. 44 kills. You're starting to get a little bit more kills. But like fire at this, like some of the units that are just throwing their jabbies down. 40 kills, and I think just with jabbies. Yeah, fire into the reserve unit, so when they charge in, they're going to be a lot more depleted. And that's going to, I mean, swordfire masters are a very good target to kill from afar, so if you can, definitely do it. But more than that, spears here, very good spear unit, will hold the line for a very long time, and really dish out quite a lot of damage. Either like 38 attack and 30 weapon damage is not bad at all. And 50 armor, but 69 melee defense, and in shield screen, I think they can get like up to 100, which is very, very nice. But they are more expensive than your average spearman. Over here, some sword masters engaging some Oathsworn. These sword masters were probably won just based off the fact that they have the general's ability, and maybe not actually. Sword masters, they're definitely winning right now. Stat wise, they're gonna just tank these Oathsworn. That's just because they have Headhunt and Battle Rhythm activated, but they are exhausted right now. So yeah, perfect refresh time. Now these guys are fresh, and now they probably have an edge over these guys here. Some Wilderness Spears being shot at in the flank. Good use there. Fire into the flank of these guys, not the direct front. That's going to be killing a lot more than you otherwise would. And same here, thing here with these Sword Masters, who are going to be forced to charge in, unless you want to lose everything to just archer fire. Over here, every last thing has been cleaned up. So now these reinforcements are good to move over here. And suddenly the balance of power is just barely even, I'd say. I would say that's pretty dead on even. But if you look here, no, it's not even a full unit. I'm not going to count that. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 units of fresh Oathsworn. That is just absolutely nasty. But if you look here, this Oathsworn has evened out this fight quite considerably. And a really good play there with the Cav, getting into the Scorpion. I'm not entirely sure where he's bringing it. But yeah, he did manage to get into the Scorpion. I don't think he'll kill it, because he does have Chosen Swordsman support at this point, and the Cav's down to 4 guys. I doubt they'll be able to kill him. And what is going on here? This is just a massive fallback from this Arverni player. I do not see the purpose of this, because now your guys over here are just going to be run down. Maybe it was a misclick, maybe not. I'm not entirely sure. Probably going to want to pull these Sword Masters out at this point. I don't want to lose your general, because as barbarians, obviously generals are going to be very important for your morale. Some more archers being brought up, some longbows going into these Gallic hunters, who still do have ammo, by the way, but no, wait, yeah, they still do have ammo, but they're just being absolutely tanked because they're not even firing back. And even to low tier archers, these guys will melt because they don't have any any ammo. Any armor is what I meant to say. It is pretty late, sorry if you can tell, but yeah, they just put a nasty volley into these longbow hunters, bringing them down like 20 guys. So they're gonna want to focus fire this unit, longbows. Gallic hunters, yeah, like I said, yeah. But anyway, they're gonna probably win this skirmish fight, but not if that unit breaks. If that unit breaks, that could be pretty bad. Yeah, losing men very, very quickly. But anyway, I think they put this unit into a situation where it probably can't get a whole lot of damage done, even if it does survive this situation. But it does look like there's some supporting fire coming from these longbow hunters over here. So in the end, I guess it's okay. Yeah, and this unit is going to be killed off pretty effectively. Some Celtic Slingers getting actually a really nice shot into the flank of these guys right here. This defensive line is starting to peek out of the defenses, so we're probably going to want to fall back from here. There is a point where the defenses become a hindrance to you instead of a helping hand, so yeah, going to want to watch out for that. But these slingers are now being focused down and going to have to pull back because those archers are starting to pepper them down with some pretty nice arrow shots. And this middle here is just a mess, just blobbing everything up here and attacking here. I think he should probably start to be putting pressure over here. I mean, there is still a defense, but even if you get like one unit, a cav over here, start pounding into this unit, a club levy, you can break through that in just one charge with a noble horse. But I actually don't know if they brought any noble horse. I think they all brought Oathsworn spear nobles, which I guess I understand. Probably weren't expecting a huge sally out. We always expect some sort of sally out, and I guess they did have some light horse in preparation for that. So yeah, I guess that's well defended then. Yeah, but in the middle here, probably gonna need to send up some more support. It does look to be like a chosen sword starting to push through a little bit there. And I don't mean push through in the sense of clicking through. I mean just you're starting to get a gap there in the middle, so we're gonna want to plug that up. I think at this point I've committed everything to this front line, so all I have left is being committed. And look at some of the reserves, some berserkers, sword masters, a unit of noble riders, some spear levy, wilderness spears, wilderness spears, club levy. What's this? Hex bears. Go club levy over here. 81 kills, not bad. Yeah. So starting to run very, very low in troops, and they still have a ton of Oathsworn. So this is just going to be a grind match at this point. I'll just get some close-ups of the combat here, though. Pick out a certain combat between two unit models. It's always fun to do. Sword Masters, though, they look really freaking cool. I think we can all admit that. They might not be better than Oathsworn, but they do look just as cool as them. Some little flowers here. Some of these animations are really cool. I like the shield flipping. I don't know if you can see any of those. Please. Oh, I think we just saw a shield flip. But when they do shield flip, for some reason, when the guy that they flip actually dies, I never really quite understood that. Like, how do you flip a guy over your shield and he's instantly dead? But yeah, that's something always minor about the game that I wondered. Nothing really important. If you look here, his Oathsworn is starting to become really exhausted. He doesn't have the proper refreshing tools onto these guys, and he's using headhunt, so these guys' fighting stats will become very, very minimal to what it was. I do hear the Scorpion firing, though. At least I thought it did. Maybe I didn't. Scorpion getting 45 kills, not terrible. Not really what you want, though. And it does look to be a sally out coming from here. And here at the same time, some Noble Riders getting into some more archers. And I think at this point, it's just going to be a pincer. Some guys coming out from over here, and some guys going out from here. We can actually take a look from the tactical map. I don't actually use this a whole lot. So yeah, I got some guys coming in from over here, about to seal off the flank right here. And then we have some sword masters, I believe, yeah, that are going to charge into the flank over here and start to apply pressure to what they have left in these reserves. So yeah, if he doesn't get this cleaned up, his guys will get surrounded, and now he's going to peel this unit of berserkers down here and surround this unit of Oathsworn that is charging into these sword masters as it is. So yeah, definitely don't want to be surrounded by berserkers. If you take a look at their stats, if they pop headhunt and they have headhunt, frenzy, and I guess if they go berserk, they can get a ridiculous amount of melee attack. Don't have the best weapon damage, but if you're hitting every single strike, weapon damage doesn't really matter as much. And yeah, that Oathsworn should start to fall very, very quickly. It's actually killing more than it's losing right now. It's lost like one guy for like 10 kills, which is kind of impressive. But this Oathsworn over here should start breaking out a lot more quicker. And this is just the remains up here. Depleted Oathsworn, 113 kills, not bad. And Chosen Swordsman with 42 kills, nothing too great there. The ultimate flank with the spear levies and the woven out of spears is coming. I think there is a legendary club levy moving in over here. These guys are a really cool unit. They have the bonus versus infantry, which gives them 10 to melee attack, I believe. I don't believe it applies to weapon damage. But we're coming at the end of the replay. There's less than a minute left. It's either going to come down to mass routing or just the enemy team conceding. There's going to be a nasty charge and just killing a ton with some jabbies there. But he is going to try to get into the back of these guys. I think he should focus down these guys first before charging into here. But he's just going to charge it anyway. These guys are very tired, as is winded, exhausted. Yeah, they're just going to start breaking because of how tired they are. Exhausted, winded, tired, very tired. Yeah, and these guys are going berserk. Going to be climbing kills very, very rapidly. You can see they're killing a lot of guys without losing too many. And over here, same thing. Going to actually kill the general here. And I think this is actually going to be ended by mass routing. So yeah, very, very fun battle. I hope you guys enjoyed that one. I enjoy looking back at this. I fought this probably back when I first started playing Rome 2, which would have been closer to, I think, 2015. So yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention the player names. Chubby and iBoots were on my team, and TSQ X10, Lil Lolly 69, and Big A y'all. So yeah, thank you guys all for playing that one. That was really fun. I did get the most kills, but I also lost the most, so I guess it all balances out. Cav didn't actually end up doing too bad. My general did alright. Skirmisher is getting very identical kills for some reason. Bloodsworn, nothing too great. Spear Levy, could have done better, but the Sword Followers is what really did it. Not Sword Followers, Sword Masters. Yeah, they did really well, and Wardenaz did well as, on top of that. Going over to Chubby's army, his berserkers started to do really nice there at the end. Archers, want to wait, not bad. 159 on noble riders, not bad at all. Hex bearers, not really an infantry unit. He kind of used it like that. They won't get too many kills, but 140 on warden knight spears, that is very good. Going over to eye boots. Cav not doing too great. Archers 111, 131, very, very good. 130 on berserkers, 70, 63, and 69. Very good kills on these guys. Not so much on these. Probably got focused down. But 157, 161 on sword masters. Sword masters. There we go. This guy, I think he's the one who charged up that hill there. He just really struggled. He had one unit get 137, but for the most part, his army got like 50 kills and under, which really does suck, but he did take a lot of archer volleys and javelin volleys. Going up to Lil Lolly's army, he did a little bit better. Archers, I think this is the one that charged in on the... no, I think this is the one that charged in the middle. Yeah, wait, is this a giant ballista? Yeah, this is the one that charged in the middle. His archer's doing okay. Celtic Warriors didn't do too well. Cav, not so well. General, 114, that's not bad. 126 on these guys, that's pretty good. For the most part, doing pretty average. And then this is the guy that pushed in on our right. Getting good kills with this two of his archers. Cav, not doing too great. 130, 149, 90, very good kills on his chosen swords, and his Oath ones 144, 130, and 116, very nice kills on those guys. Alright guys, if you enjoyed the battle, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you want to see future content, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.